Okay, so we're going to do a first draft read of this next selection that we are going to use for our next activity. So I'm just going to read this just for the first draft read, and you can just follow along with me. Rose and fell in quick succession. Turn this thing off and don't open it until Lauren and I come home. I slammed the laptop closed and hurled it across the room. It smashed against a wall and fell to the floor. Matt! Mom's voice burst out in surprise and shock. I snatched up one of Dad's heavy dress shoes off the floor by the bed, stood up, and chucked it at the computer with a roaring scream. The shoe hit the wall and left a black mark on the cream wallpaper. Maybe the mate would hit the computer. Stop it! Mom stood next to me, her hands tugging my arm. She wasn't strong enough to hold me back, and the second shoe went even farther off target, smashing into an assortment of perfume bottles on a small vanity table. The mix of strong, flowery, and spicy aromas stung my nose. I searched the floor for another pair of shoes, even though I knew that breaking stuff was stupid. My parents would just run out and buy a new laptop and restock the perfume bottles. Go ahead, Mom and Dad. Rack up the account. Don't worry about the limit. You've got one more kid to sell off. Abby's soft whimpers, finally got through to me. I dropped the shoe I'd grabbed from the closet and turned to her. She huddled in a tight ball, behind a couple of pillows on the bed, the tips of her fingers in her mouth. It's okay, Abby, I said. I'm sorry. All right, so I know that this was in the middle of a book because it is on page 176 out of the limit. But if this was a book or like this page kind of like was like, that sounds interesting. If you want to, you can go ahead and add this title, and there's the author, to page 85 for your maybe list if that's something that interests you. But that was our first draft read, and then you can go ahead and go to the next part.